Hello. I have a story that I would like to share with you that's very fun for me to sign about. This story took place when I was a child, maybe about middle school age. At the time, I was living in Texas in a town called Corpus Christi, and this is a sign for that. And my next door neighbor was a hearing child. So the two of us met and we really hit it off, and he realized I was deaf and he wanted to learn how to communicate with me. So I taught him the alphabet and sign language, a few signs, so we can converse with one another. And his name was Tim. So, the two of us would do so many different activities together all the time. But one day that I will absolutely never forget was the day when the two of us decided to go fishing together. So, two of us hopped up in my V6 72 truck and we drove over to the park. And the name of the park was named Cole Park. And it was right smack dab in the middle of town. And it was beautiful there. There was green all over. They had a pier that went right out over the water. There was even a seawall. And that's usually where the ocean would come over and crash over the wall, It was a big open space, and there was even a sidewalk that went through the park for people who like to enjoy activities like rollerblading. So the two of us went over, excited to go fishing, and as we were walking towards the pier, Tim noticed something from afar. It got my attention, and I noticed it too. There was a catfish waiting in the water. Obviously, what must have happened is that the waves were crashing over, and the fish must have gotten stuck on the opposite side of the seawall from the ocean. So we were delighted, and we went over, and we were looking in and saw that it was a catfish in the water. So Tim decided that he was going to try to catch it with his bare hands. But every single time he did, it would slip out. So finally, he buckled down and he tried to grab for it. But what ended up happening was the fish got stuck to his hand with its whiskers and its spines. Oh, man. Now, I really didn't know what to do. I was just kind of standing there watching him in complete anguish as he tried to grab the fish and pry it. I said, no, you really shouldn't. But he pried it off of his hand, and I was just taken aback. I saw the blood gushing from his hand, then pouring down his arm. Oh, I didn't know what to do. So I just grabbed our stuff, and then we rushed over to my car. And I decided as I was driving, I was like, where's the nearest hospital? I don't know where it would be. So as I was in my thoughts, he got my attention, and he was mouthing, home, home, I want to go home. So I listened to him, and I took us back home. So we got to his house, and we went in, and I can play back those moments like a movie in my mind, over and over again. His faces of anguish, the next part of him getting stuck, him screaming, the fish being caught in his hand. Whew, I can't get that out of my head. So the next day, his parents went and took him to the emergency room. He came back home, his hand got all wrapped up, but we were telling the story to all of our friends. They were just completely engrossed in it. And when we would show them, we would kind of laugh at their reactions. We would tell them about how the fish wrangled on his hands. Yeah. So, yeah, that's my story about a catfish.